People, Deluded, I'm back again. Quick one. Now, I know I bring out a lot of videos and I've kind of spoken on Bukayo Saka's future. You know, reports this morning were saying that, you know, there could be an announcement this week resolving his future. And like you've all seen, man, I'm pleased, like all you Arsenal fans, first and foremost, that we've kept one of our players, whether they're young players with talent or in their prime or whatever, we've kept someone. And obviously I'm delighted to keep Bukayo Saka, man. Like, you lot always say I never smile and all of these things. I'm ecstatic, man. Obviously he's got a long way to go before he's a real household name in football. He knows that. He comes from a humble family. He's got a willingness to learn. I like his ability to clearly retain information and remember what's being told to him. He's an intelligent man off the field with how he handles himself. Obviously got good grades. Plays in a different bit of positions for Arsenal. And, you know, his age is irrelevant. He's one of our best players. He's shown mad determination when Emre gave him chances, which he thanked. You know, you're looking at Frankfurt. You know, he started when he was fresh to the first team. Manchester United away. He's played against Chelsea. He's come through all of these tests. And, you know, right now, he's kind of had an upward curve in that, you know, nothing's really gone wrong for him. I'm not saying he hasn't had adversity. There will be many ups and downs and stuff he needs to go through in his career and will go through. But I'm delighted for him, man. He's playing well. I'm delighted for the fans. He signed the deal. They said long term, and at least at this moment in time, I haven't seen any specifics on their website in relation to how long the contract is. Many people are reporting it's a 4-year deal. I think, you know, that's compromise. Arsenal probably pushed for 5. Maybe the agent pushed for 3, you know, and we've gone for 4. So he'll probably, around he's in his early 20s, 20 odd, early 20s, 22 or so, he'll be in line for another deal. And, you know, you'd be amazed if he carries on this progress as to if he doesn't get an improved deal before the end of that one and stuff. And again, like I said, we don't hype these youngsters and gas them a bit, you know, as much as I think Saka's incredible. But I see no reason why, when I look at Phil Foden, when I look at Sam Greenwood soon, but Mason Greenwood, bloody good footballer as well, they should be in the England's thinking. I think Bukayo Saka as well, he's gone from being, his age is irrelevant now. He's obviously, it's his first season, but week in, week out, he's putting in fantastic performances and he's living the dream. And it's nice to see someone that comes from humble beginnings where, you know, there's not too many options to get out of there, become a footballer, and he's living his dream. He's doing what sadly all of us didn't get to do but would have loved to have done: score for Arsenal, play for our boyhood club, whatever. It's fantastic that the club have been able to keep hold of him, because obviously it would have been a bitter blow losing him. He's young, he's got potential. You know, there was links of Liverpool, there was links of Dortmund and clubs like that. We've kept our player. Obviously, it's one less problem for Arteta. Not even a problem, it's one less question not being asked in the press conference. For Saka, obviously, behind the scenes, the club, Arteta kind of alluded to it, but people knew it was going to happen. And as it got closer, more people obviously became relaxed on the situation. But now, there's nothing to do with Saka. Now, as good as Saka is and as incredible he is as a footballer, prior to this announcement, the contract talk was followed. You couldn't say Bukayo Saka had a good game without the following sentence being talking about his contract or his future at Arsenal. That's it. It's irrelevant now. Now we're looking at him, you know, what is he going to be? Is he going to be a left winger, right winger, midfielder, fullback, you know, first name on the team sheet? He's undoubtedly Arsenal's player of the season. Well, I think Bukayo Saka is our player of the season, but I think the contenders, Aubameyang for sheerly the goal scoring output, Leno for the season he's had, Saka as well. Could make cases for a couple other man, Martinelli as well, but I think these are the 3. He's definitely, well, no disrespect to Martinelli because he's been doing his thing, but Saka is undoubtedly young player of the season, breakthrough player of the season in the Prem. Obviously, he won't be nominated for the PFA because of where Arsenal is, but Arsenal are. But I would like to. I'm not saying he should win it, but PFA young player, I think he should get a nomination. I'm not saying top 3 or however it's done, but a nomination. And definitely England, no disrespect, I've seen worse England players get called up. But Saka knows it's all timing. Like I said, he's a humble guy, man. The same way he playing in this first team is the same way I saw a school kid playing at all the levels above him and stuff, because he takes things in his stride. Like, as silly as it is, it's just a game of football. Even if he is nervous, you never see it. And I think, you know, it's testament to his upbringing, it's testament to how his family have raised him, it's testament to the academy, and obviously it's nice for a player to come through the academy. We've retained this deal now, you know, God forbid if he was ever sold, we can get a couple of bob for him now. And, you know, like I said, it's something not to speak about. It almost feels like we signed a new player, really. Now the next contract has to be Aubameyang. Whether that happens is neither here nor there. Obviously, Balogun's future is up for debate as well. And beyond that, the contracts that are till 2022, for me personally, people, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Kolasinac, Eddie Nketiah, Lacazette, I'm pretty sure Martinez now getting his chance in the first team. So the 2021 contracts are one thing. Obviously, Luiz was part of that until he signed one. And you've got Mustafi and the rest of them. But these are the other ones. But in terms of Bukayo Saka signing a new deal, it's lovely. 4 years, you know, he's here for a minute now, isn't it? It's really lovely to see, man. And it's lovely to see the way Bukayo Saka speaks. It's lovely to hear him kind of give praise to Emre. Again, reiterate comments you hear from people connected to the club in that David Luiz is good for these young players. He spoke about Haaland, Jack Wilshere being on a wall, I believe, a picture, and it acts as motivation to see a clear pathway. And, you know, that's it, man. For me as well, it's bigger than Saka. You know, this tells someone that's not a footballer that this is their opportunity. They can have an opportunity. This is, obviously, Saka has a long way to go in football before he's a household Premier League name and stuff, which, again, he knows. But like in the same way he looked up at Jack Wilshere had to look up at someone, you know, and there's someone probably younger that's going to be the next Bukayo Saka that's looking to him now as someone that's, because he's done a lot, people. I don't even know how many games he's been involved in for Arsenal now. For me and you lot, you're picking the best Arsenal team, he's there. You know, he's got a number of goals and assists in terms of collective contribution. You know, and if this proves if you're good enough, you're old enough. And I think a big thing about Saka is the temperament that people don't speak about. He's not phased. From early on, he can do the skills and he can bust a nutmeg and stuff, but there's a real element to simplicity in his game. It's not the party tricks. If he has to do the skills, he will, but 9 times out of 10, he's calculated. Not everyone is going to be the next Bukayo Saka and take to it so easily, and Saka will even have tough times. You know, there'll be some players that, you know, we have to pull by the strings a bit. Not everyone's going to hit it like Saka and Martinelli. But in relation to Bukayo Saka, you know, the next problem and the next talking point is, where does he end up long term, people? Is it centre mid, left wing, right wing, full-back, whatever, people? And that's a good conundrum to have. It's lovely to see his future settle, because you know he knows he's in a good spot. Not too many young players or teenagers are playing week in, week out. Arteta is giving him a lot of faith as well. And you know, Saka's had a terrific season. He probably has to pinch himself. Like, there'll be a time, I think obviously he knows, but I think there'll be a time when the season's done and he's on holiday and he's by himself and you have that time to reflect. He'll have to pinch himself, because I know he knows what he's doing, but I don't think he's comprehending the way he's playing and just the season he's having. He's just a sick player, man. I'm happy to see him sign a new deal. You know, the work's not done. We need to do a lot in terms of outgoings and ingoings. I think, forgive me if I'm wrong, we've announced a new non-executive director, Tim Lewis, who's a lawyer by trade. So yeah, I guess he's going to help with the legality of things and ways we can improve practices. I don't know too much about that. Obviously, Mkhitaryan is more or less a Roma player now, off the wage books, you know. It's about keeping doing these things. Let's pattern up the squad, man, because if Saka's here now, you know, that gives a signal to any other young player that might be having cold feet. Like, there is a pathway. Everybody's pathway is different. Some people have to leave Arsenal, sadly. But it gives out stability. If we can just get, again, it's not going to happen, but if we could get Aubameyang to sign a new deal, we'll give some stability. It's one less question for Arteta. It's someone you know's committed to the long term. But it's nice to see that, for me, you know, Saka at selfish level, he's playing in the first team, he's doing his thing and he's playing superb. For the legacy, you know, whether he's a household name or goes on, he's shown there's a pathway, and someone could be looking at someone that's an under 8s, under 7s, under whatever now, can be looking at Saka as someone that you can physically see can do it. He's been getting his first team opportunity since what, December 2019 or so, or was it 2018? I could be wrong. Either way, man, he's been playing for well over a year or so. Football flies. Life goes fast, football goes quicker. But I'm rambling now. In terms of Saka, thank you for signing a new deal, man. It's you know, us Arsenal fans are happy, man. He's here now. In terms of whatever, yeah, please check out my other content. In a couple of hours, it's actually Arsenal versus Norwich, so you won't have too long to go before your next Deluded fix. But until then, people, comment, subscribe, like the vid. First and foremost, please stay safe. Thank you for watching. Oh, before I forget, the YouTube community tab, please. You got till 5 PM on Thursday English time to ask me questions that you want for this Q&A on Friday. Yeah, man, it's on the communities tab. Just comment your question under, it'll be done. On that note, though, people, DG.